Hey friends, welcome back into Old Mountain Bricks. Today we've got a Lego City update. We're going to go over kind of our shopping plan as far as Black Friday is concerned and some other Lego deals, and then go ahead and do a few other things in the city, but let's take a look and jump in. So the other day we finished up the Parisian Restaurant, so we need to find a place for it in the Lego City. So as we still try and figure out our infrastructure, we're just going to put it in a few spots and kind of see what you all think and how it looks all together. So let me bring it on over. Okay, and we've got the first spot for it. And again, not the best, but we've got it right next to Crackle Town Hall here, right across the street from the Palace Cinema and the Brittle Brown Condo and Pet Shop. The main thing I don't really like about it is, of course, this big wall here. Ideally, I would have a sidewalk going along, so that's what I'm not really worried about, but it just gets so hidden behind this wall here that you can't even see it when you look down the street like you can kind of from this side, unless you really start going all the way down in order to get back there. So I don't know, because that makes me rethink this whole little area over here. We've talked about the train track area a couple times. I think we're going to take care of that in this video and see if we can free up some more space there. But from the back, the reason I put it that way, when you look at it this way, it really doesn't look that bad. From this angle in the city, it's not as bad to look at when you're kind of seeing it, because it has kind of that alley going behind it. But the back of the Parisian Restaurant is actually quite nice, so it's okay to see kind of from this angle. But let's try another spot. So we've got the next iteration right here with putting it just down this main strip here. But the problem we run into is this is meant to be more of a corner building in the back there that kind of then wraps around this whole little spot and then comes back around down this street here. So it doesn't really make sense for it to go there, even though it could look nice, even if there's not a lot going on, because most of the time we're not going to be seeing the city from that other angle looking back this way toward the camera. I do plan to pull out these tables sometime soon, because we've got a good bit of space in here that we could probably do that, so I can get around the other side more times than not. When I first kind of put them in, I wasn't really too sure on how often I would need to go back there, but the more I'm doing this, the more I see that it would be good to be able to reach farther into the table from both sides. So ideally, I could put the Parisian Restaurant just on this back strip back here somewhere and just have that as in like a big row, since it doesn't need to be a corner building. But I think what we're going to do for now is we're going to bring it probably over here to kind of put it behind the sanctum. So let's check that out next. So here it is next to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and you can see the issue of reason I didn't want to start over there first is because folks don't like the Sanctum Sanctorum because it doesn't go all the way back on the base plate in this way for a corner building. So you have this huge gap kind of between it, so it doesn't really go up against it. It doesn't make as much sense maybe as some other placements, as if the Parisian Restaurant was on this side of it. You know, it would line right up against that wall. So we're in a bit of a dilemma right now. I think the best position is to just leave it right here for the moment while we maybe work on the train track over there. But we are planning on expanding kind of our Avengers and superhero area soon, as we talked about in our last video. Check that out if you didn't already. But we're planning on picking up the Daily Bugle and the Avengers Tower when it comes up, and those are very tall buildings. It's going to be a huge difference, and I think we have kind of this sloped ceiling back here, so we have to kind of be careful on the placement. I don't think we can put it in the back row because I think it might actually hit the ceiling. So we have to be careful of that. So it might need to come up kind of in this area here, and we'll just maybe rearrange the whole thing at that point. But I think the Parisian Restaurant's going to live right here for now. I think we'll maybe find a better place. I'd like to get it down on the road next to Town Hall at some point, but we'll just kind of have to cross that bridge, as that's the beauty of all this, is ever-changing, ever-changing. Turns out there's probably not going to be an easy way to reroute this, since I've already done some of the vegetation here. So I'm just going to have to kind of tear all this up and just kind of try and see if I can salvage part of it and maybe move it over this way in order to make it kind of connect correctly over there. But again, that's just kind of how things go sometimes. Build, destroy, repeat. Okay, and I think this is at least the base plate layout that we're doing. I'm probably going to have to cut a base plate to put here, but I don't want to do that until I'm for sure on how this is going to look. So the train track's going to come right along here, curve again back through there, and then straights right here. And then this area, I've decided to make it kind of off center rather than putting it all the way over, but I think that extra room will allow any other modular buildings we put down here a little bit more visibility. But let's go ahead and see if we can at least put the train track back together and see what that looks like now. All right, and here we've got the train track put back together. Again, from first glance, you might not notice it as far as a change in the city, but we've kind of expanded it over basically a whole base plate, leading it right up to the beachish area that we have over here. Let me pick up the, bride down. Put her flowers there for now. So we're going to expand this courtyard. I'd like to make it a bit nicer, of course, once we have some tiles and put maybe a fountain, that kind of thing, and along with like a statue that we've got here and all of that kind of stuff. But let's see if we can fire up the train for just a second, make sure that it kind of works over there, and that way we can then maybe move the Parisian Restaurant back over there and see what it looks like after the change. Seems like it gets through okay. So let's back it on up, double check. And we'll just put it right here for now. And just like that, the Parisian Restaurant's back in the original place we looked at. But you can already see kind of what that difference did by scooting over Craggle Town Hall just 8 studs. Kind of puts it more in line with how a modular building should be, kind of facing in this angle here, because it lines up kind of with the buildings like this. It still has a big wall here. I'd like to maybe put this, you know, from our time in San Diego Comic Con, maybe something like that, like an advertisement that we have just sitting up here for right now. But if we do expand the roads like we've experimented with here, kind of going down this way, and just add even more sidewalk, basically putting that around this side of the town hall, we might be able to, you know, have a pretty big sidewalk here, but that way it'll be a bit more seamless kind of going into that section there. Okay, and we filled in a few more spots here just to make it a little bit more consistent. Starting to fill in that curve a little bit. I kind of liked how it was before, but again, limited pieces, so just have to kind of fill in what we've got for now. Eventually, I'd like to expand this a little bit to make it a bit more like a bigger fountain and kind of statue area, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But for now, we are waiting on a couple things from Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all of that, so be sure you stay tuned. We're going to do like a little unboxing video of our haul, so that should be here any day now, so we'll do a good unboxing once that gets here. But I think I like the position of this for now. Again, not the best, but as we get more buildings, we're going to be shuffling around anyway as we hopefully add the Haunted House, Daily Bugle, and the Avengers Tower into the city as well. So that's going to add a whole bunch of height over here. Okay, but I think that's going to be it for today. So, of course, if you did enjoy the video, hit that like, and until next time, have a good one.